So I was bored at home in London earlier, wasn't really sure what to do. I asked a few people around if they were free, they weren't. Marta, who was in the house, was doing night shift, so I thought the best practice would probably be to come to Munich. So I've got this room. That was £27 on top of the flight, that was 35, so that was quite good. Not really sure what one does in Munich, so I suppose I'll find out tomorrow. I have been here for one evening now. So that's been enough to learn my way around the city. So tomorrow I guess I'll just go take a few pictures and then come back to London. So this is my first morning. So I've just woken up in Munich. This is Karlsplatz. Don't know where that building is, but it looks like it's probably something. And there's McDonald's. It's very quiet in Munich today because it's also a bank holiday. Not sure what they're celebrating. Not sure what we're celebrating. But nevertheless, we're all happy. Lots of shops. Ah yes. I saw Christ in Bonn last month. So I'm here at the Frauenkirche, which as you can see has scaffolding on it, which I'm not best pleased about. I knew this trip was going to fail at some point. At least there's a pleasant fountain here. So I just went in here, but you're not allowed to take photos, even though I did actually take one on my mobile. But it's just stupid really. One thing I really don't like about churches in other countries often is how traditional they can be and how they don't really like visitors. I remember going to one once in Krakow that said that no one was allowed in there unless they were praying. I mean, really, what's the point in any of this, really, if they're only preaching to the converted anyway? It's just a whole waste of money, really. It seems to be some form of standard European city hall. There's a criminal in there. Get free Wi-Fi here. Now, it's 11 o'clock, but this clock is definitely slow. However, I have my camera position ready and waiting. Unlike the BBC for the same-sex marriage result in Ireland the other day, who had the camera ready but then decided to cut to Sports Day. I like these little useless bridges that you get on the mainland. There's a lot of this postmodern kind of weird, oldie but modern architecture in Germany. I think it was all built after the Second World War. Probably Central Carpet bombed most of it. For €1. For the eagle-eyed amongst you, as well as the people on the other tower, you should be able to spot the Alps in the background. If you can make them out in the cloud, very faint on the horizon there. Actually, I wonder how you get up there. I hope it's not free. So I just heard a tour guide say this. When people used to walk past here, they were compelled to do the Heil Hitler Nazi salute. Please don't do that, it is illegal. That was to a group of Americans. I imagine behind it here, the scaffolding is a building that looks something like that. So, that would be pleasant. People like this, these rickshaw drivers, keep yodeling at me. I didn't know that was a thing here. I thought that was more Austrian. This is the Hofgarten, which I am. That was good. I'm walking through on the way to the Englischer Garten. Because I've been feeling a bit homesick, to be honest, and I'd like to see an English garden for a change. Now you see, this is what I like about Germany, when they take old buildings but then add new extensions that look amazing. Not very good at doing that in England, I don't think. I love little bridges like this. Makes life worth living. Oh, this is all very pleasant. Maybe to get those in English gardens in England. So what I've heard is that this particular park is actually larger than New York Central Park, which is interesting because New York Central Park is not the largest park in the world, but for some reason everyone always compares everything to it. To be fair, it does actually remind me of York News Central Park. You know, this kind of thing going on. I want to think of the wild. The other thing that is notably missing from this English garden, so-called, are, I should say, squirrels. Grey squirrels, to be precise. Which, if you've ever visited pretty much any park in the kingdom, you would see millions of. But I haven't seen one here yet. I'm not actually sure you get grey squirrels in Germany or on the mainland. I think they maybe potentially still have red squirrels, which is nice. Not that I've seen one ever. Oh, this is English and German. Maybe it's German actually. I never know the difference between English and German. I don't really know why it's got horns on. Anyway, back to China. Again, it's not Land of Hope and Glory. I mean, it's all very pleasant, and I don't mind them calling it an English garden, but if you're going to name something, you should probably do what it says. That's all I'm saying. Now, there's a Hilton over there, which you might not think is anything particularly big, but I did read earlier that the Munich beer hall was formerly on the site of the Hilton until it was demolished in 1972. The reason, of course, that is famous is because that is where Hitler tried to initiate his coup. So I'm walking along the river back into the centrum of Munich, and I'm going to start a little competition. Maybe make this regular in all of my video diaries. And the winner will win a very large and expensive prize. So the question is, what is the name of this river? You may have been thinking that you didn't get a very good view of the river and therefore wouldn't be able to identify it correctly. Well, here is the river. Discovery. Is this a family of ducks here? The mother, the family all together for this bank holiday Monday? What better way to spend it than all gathered around the river? I wonder what this is a monument for. It reminds me very much of that tower in Berlin at the centre of the Tiergarten, which I've also forgotten what that's for. But you know, every good city needs a good column. Nelson's column, Cleopatra's, oh no, that's a needle, isn't it? Got another little game that's called Who Can Tell Me What This Building Is? Okay, I've won the game. It's the Bavarian government. So this looks like an impressive building. Don't actually know what it's for. Potentially some kind of church in Bavaria. I suppose I'll go walk and find out. Again, more river scenes. Kind of a we're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. And some locks. Which, to be honest, now everyone, I don't really get the point. If your love needs to be secured by a padlock, then really what's the point in it? Just break up now. Of course, if it's there just for fun, well that's fine. But it really must be a sign of insecurity if that's what you've got to represent your love by. Then again, it's cheaper than getting a wedding ring. So, going on that theory, potentially I support the whole locks on bridges. Not that most people do either or, but they should do either or. So we've come to the Deutsches Museum Cafe. Here's my donut. Didn't actually want it. I asked how much it was, not can I have it. But you know, you only live once. And got this German drink. Can't imagine what it'll taste like, but you know. There's my glasses. Well, I'm back home. And that was Munich, 24 hours. Flight was alright. Screaming child. I mean, she was crying on the taxiway at Munich, so I knew that when takeoff happened that wasn't going to be good. But I put my headphones in and life continued. Yeah, what I have discovered is that the e-passport gates are not quicker than going through the real people passport gates. I was racing against someone, he didn't know that, but I was. And that's my findings from this weekend. If I say weekend, 2 days, not even that actually, one day, one night.